Okay, perfect. Again, we're not worried a million percent about, you know, how perfect it was. What we're trying to figure out is how far it went more than anything on a very solid shot like that. Are these lined up pretty closely? Could be perfect, could be better, could be worse, right? Pretty darn solid, pretty darn solid. And then we're trying to go, okay, this was the bigger number here. Okay, let's try it again. Same thing. Solid. Very good. So keep going. Give me let's give me 10 more. Or excuse me, 8 more. 10 total. Because 30% of those shots we have to throw away, right? Better balance, good finish. So, colors look pretty good. Look at your distance. Changed up a little bit. If you look at your strike compared to your colors, which was the bigger miss? Perfect, good. That screen's there more for you than me. I'm just trying to teach you how to read it, right? At the end of the day, it's pretty simple. We want everything kind of going in the same direction with an imprint of a ball strike in the middle of the club. Fair? Cool. Scoot back a tiny bit. It's too much, half that. Good. Now release your thoughts, look towards your target, and have fun. Perfect swing, dude. Hold your finish a little longer, but great swing. So, pretty darn good. Could be better. Not the end of the world. But when you're asking yourself, how come my carry didn't go? Because I'm going to take this out, actually. I don't want to look at this right now. Goodbye total. We don't need to worry about that. We need carry right now. So when I look at this number and it's smaller or bigger compared to this first one at 98 or 96, right? Or 97, you have to look at this. Was this the bigger miss or was that the bigger miss? Right now it's strike, which is fine for right now. I'd rather see this get more in line. We could always learn to work that easy. This is the harder screen to get better at, and this is great stuff, so keep working your stuff. Great swing, dude. Hold your finish 1 second longer. Okay. Good swing, good strike. Why did it move so much? Was it your strike or was it your path and face? Right? So your path was super big. Again, not a bad swing. That was your longest one yet. It's fantastic, right? But when you look at your swing now, you're like, I hit that really good. Why did it draw so much? What's the bigger color over there? Blue. So we just kind of got a little two-end out. Again, don't worry about that. I just want you to understand what that means, okay? Let's go a couple more. A little too thick on that swing. Smooth back, smooth sweep, freeze, 1/1000, 2/1000. I mean, move. Pretty princess poses. 1/1000, 2/1000. Lower body does not move after that. So smooth up, sweep it through, freeze the lower body, and the arms can move now. There you go. So more like this, I'm going to show you. I'll delete this shot for you. Right? So what I believe in hitting a golf ball, and it's set up to it, it's smooth, sweep, stick, 1/1000, 2/1000, and then I go 3/1000. But you see what I'm saying? I stick that finish, I'm over here, and at time, when I'm playing real golf, I hit my golf ball. Once it gets to the apex, the top of its flight, I let my hands come down. Once it starts descending, then I let everything go. But I hold that finish, and in my mind, I believe that synergy is everything. If I can time my swing to my ball flight and my tempo throughout the entire round, I'll have to be able to be connected with what I'm trying to accomplish. Versus kind of like this one. Right? I have like 70% of students I meet do that on the first hand. So now let me delete those out of here for you. Delete. Yeah, sure. Does that make sense? Did I lose you? Am I going too fast? Do you need a glove? I got a massive one right here you can use. There you go. I always say, wear your glove. Like for me, I do, whenever I'm doing a full swing, I use a glove. If I'm chipping within 30 yards, I typically don't use a glove. But that's what you have to spend time filling out. Do you like the glove or not? Whatever I'd say is don't putt with a glove. That's the number one thing you shouldn't do. Okay? No reason to squeeze the club that hard. We played from the yellows today, and that puts Meadowlark at 4,600 yards. So it's a pitch and putt. But I was laughing because we had some of the boys out there. I'm like, I want you guys to understand. You all think it's a gift to have distance, and it helps. Don't get me wrong, but if your scores are not that much difference from the front tees to the back tees, it's your short game that really stinks. Yep. If you're playing, yeah, at my level, it's like if it's 7,000 yards or above, even at Pelican, if you know where to place the ball, it's playable. It's you have to get past the look of that tee box because the tee boxes are totally, they just mess you up in the mindset.
It's not a long course. It's target golf. You have to be able to keep the ball in play.
Especially on some of the greens. If you don't know where to land those into a pin position, you're done.
Played last Monday. It was scrambled too. We could not.
Great swing. Okay, it's a good shot. Now, why do you think the strike is up here so much? Did it feel clean? Kind of, but not really. So, if this line represents, we talked about this, right? This is 0, if that's ahead of the ball. This would be behind the ball. As your club came into the golf ball, it's in the ground already, right? And if I go one more frame, I'll try to do it. It's really into the ground now, right? So if you're on the course, did you hit the grass first or the ball first? Okay. When you watch all tour players in slow motion, do they hit the ball first and then the divot, or they hit the divot then the golf ball? So if the divot represents what? The ground? Do they hit the ball first or then the ground? If you don't know, say I don't know. But yes, you're correct. Right now, what are you hitting first? Then what? Now watch. So, ball's gone, but your lowest point of your swing was one frame behind, that's the lowest point of the swing. All that means is what we get to do is when we're here, we get to drive through the ball with our hips more. So we're trying to smother it versus trying to get behind it and lift it. Okay, so I want, when you swing, feel like your chest is going down into the ball versus staying back here and going up on it. Clear? Got it? Try a practice swing. Oh, really?
Yeah, we're doing tee boxes, bumpers, and cart pass.
Cart pass. Really? What's your favorite side there? Is it the north or the south?
Initially I would have said the south, but actually the north, I think.
The shorter one.
Yeah, but it's the ocean.
Better, not so behind it.
It's more the resort style course, so you have more of the valleys and the ravines, and then the ocean Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, there's a lot more side of that to it.
Yeah. So they've got 4 holes south of PCH, but the north course is more the players' course. It's
It is.
more elevated, more exposed to the elements, but
Without a doubt.
I enjoy playing more. Harder, but
It is a little taller in your legs. There you go. There it is. Good. That was different. Okay. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give me 2 more. Taller in the legs. There you go. Smooth now. You don't have to get squatty potty in those legs. You got to keep athletic.
at what distance you kind of bring your feet together when you're chipping to have it be.
Depending on the shot you're trying to create, right? So if I'm flopping a 7 up and over a tree, a lot of the times I might have a wider stance. Depending on the lie, I might have a closer stance. It's situational awareness. But for like full swings, would recommend most wedge shots be like heels under hips and then more pressed to the lead side. Again, at the end of the day, what I always tell students is, I don't care what you've learned from me, YouTube, or whatever. When you're playing golf, you have a club in your hand. Where is that club bottoming out in the swing? Where is the low point, and where do you have to put that ball between your feet to figure out to hit it clean, right? That's the biggest thing that amateurs struggle with, is they can't return the club back to the same spot as their practice swings. Good. So not too bad. Little thin, little off the heel. Everything was straight. That's really good. We just kind of didn't really bottom out. We hit it, and it kind of just skimmed across the ground, little toe bottom out there. Okay? So I'm going to help you. Since we're working a lot of irons today, let's straighten this out. Fantastic. Okay. Set up right here. Right here to a practice swing. Okay, smooth the top and pause. Freeze. Bump your weight to your left leg. Now fire forward. Whereas your downswing, more forward, right? So you can't, one thing you don't want to do, you can do, I don't highly recommend it, especially with a wedge, right? We want to stay on top of that ball and drive the weight even more forward. So if I'm here, and I'm doing it, if I have a pitching wedge in my hand, I'm opening my shoulders to the shoulder, turn to the back, but I'm not trying to get back here. I'm trying to stay somewhat over the ball. You won't stay perfectly over it. There's a little bit of shift. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to get that hip bump to the front side. Now where's my weight? Where's my hands in front of the ball? And then I just turn through it, and where's my low point? It's here. What does that? The weight transfer, the backswing, or the downswing? Kind of a trick question. So it's the weight transfer. So go ahead and set up. Yep, go to the top of your swing and pause. Okay, now transfer your weight to your left side just a little bit, then swing forward. Okay, that's how you get. So when you're stuck hitting fat shots or hitting behind the ball, you have to work on getting your weight to your lead side more. That's called weight transfer. Deal? Try 2 more practice swings, free your mind of all that jargon, and make a few more swings. Better. A little choke up on that club about a 1/4 inch. Yep, there you go. Perfect. Much cleaner, right? Now, just because a club has an X amount of shaft in it doesn't mean you have to use the entirety of it. All right, good shot. So take a look. One of your bigger pass today, right? Those are pretty not close to each other, but doesn't mean you have a bad shot, right? That's why golf is played in many different ways. You just have to figure out your swing for that club and or that shot you want to happen. Does that make sense? So let's take a few. Let's go take the 83, 83. Ignore that one. We'll ignore that one. And let's see, the one that seems out of place more than anything is which one? This guy, right? So take the one top one out of place. So now your carry on your pitching wedge, again, not your total distance, but before the ball hits the ground is about 92. What's your sand wedge?
72.
What's your pitching wedge?
92.
Right? So when you do this enough, you'll be smart enough. You can tell my friends, go, I hit it 125 yards exactly. You're at even numbers right there. So you'll be able to say, I know my carry average is 92, not 95. Right? So if you have wind in your face, you're going uphill, that changes your difference. But when you are that good at knowing my average is 92, if I added to 95, how many more yards from 92 to 95 is that? 3 more yards. How many feet are in 3 more yards? What's 3 times 3? 9. So now you're looking at a 3-foot putt versus an almost 12 to 9-foot putt. You see the difference there? And that matters as you start attacking pins. That's why you need to know these numbers within 100 yards to 125. Okay? So let's go one more up. We'll go to a 9-iron now. Okay? Same thing. We're not trying to do anything crazy. We just want to try to find that feel for our sweep and our balance, which is our stick. It's the biggest thing when it comes to playing golf. It goes back to the basic things I taught you from day one. Smooth, sweep, stick. Can you stay smooth and relaxed? Can you sweep the ground where the club needs to go? And can you stick your finish and freeze and watch the ball for a second, okay? I know it's repetitive, but it really works. A little too thick on that one. Choke up a 1/4 inch on the club, make it a little shorter. Good. Better. There you go. Beautiful swing. Little open. Let's see if she comes back. I'm sure she might want to. That was a great block. Now, looking at your screens over there on your colors, what looks pretty good? The face and path is tight, right? So what I look to train as we get better and better, your club is pointing in the same direction, right? We have our face angle. We have our club path. So face angle, which is 3 degrees, minus club path, which is 2.6 degrees, equals face to path. Meaning your club was with a 1/2 inch pointing where it was also going. The bigger thing that caused it to go offline was what? The strike, which is more dominant towards, where's it at? That right there. What does that say? Course, but down beneath that, heel. So you struck it on the heel. Your club was pointing right where it should be, but the strike caused it to stay out. Does that make sense? Have I lost you? All right. I know this is technical, but this is the stuff that creates really good feel, buddy. All right, so what do you think was the biggest number there without looking? Your face? Your strike was solid. That's a pretty good strike, buddy. But take a look. Out of the 2 numbers that would be bigger right here, your blue line, it could be a little straighter, but what was the bigger one? The red, and what does the red represent? Okay, so let's talk about that in layman's terms. Go ahead and set up. If I swing and my club's going this way and my club still points that way, what's going to happen? It's going to go that way. But if my club goes in the same direction but turns through it, what's going to happen? The ball's going to come back in a little bit, okay? Tiny bit, scoop back a little bit. Perfect. Perfect. Ooh, that was saucy. Hold your finish. I want you to stand like this and try to let the ball hit you. And if you have to, if you're going to catch it with one hand, but still hold the finish. I'm telling you, you get really good balance. That was a great shot, by the way. Fantastic. So again, you play a very natural draw. As you get older in the next few years, what's going to happen is your upper body is going to gain size, and that blue line is going to get straighter and straighter. Because right now you got the flexibility and mobility where it drops in easily, which is fantastic. But as you get bigger and stronger as high school comes up, we're going to have to work to keep that straighter because your upper body is going to want to get involved. And when it does do that, that blue line goes the opposite way. Okay? A little bit open. Great finish. Thank you very much. I'll take that all day. Look at that. So as you held your finish, you started the club to the other side. And when you hold your finish, it actually allows you to slow down a little bit, and it controls the club face from shutting so quickly. Very good swing right there. Now, so we're looking at 9-iron, 104. So we're up. So our last one was 72, right? All right. So if you looked at the last 4 we're at, look at the down. Look at carry and look in the left-hand corner. So if we have carry here, you can see there's already a difference, right? Our pitching wedge is going a little further. Or 9-iron, excuse me. When kids have a natural in-to-out path, they have no idea how lucky they are. As I'm telling you, it took me years. Once you start lifting and getting stronger in high school, that goes away very quickly for a lot of players. Not bad. That should come back perfectly. Might be a hair blocked, but it's not too bad. So we are at, for the sake of time, we're going to speed it up a little bit. Give me 2 more. Keep it dead center right here. Yeah. That way that stuff's not in your way. What do you think happened? Fast body or fast hands? Body's pretty good. Pretty darn good. So that's going, right? You're chasing it versus following, chasing. See the difference? Try it again. But I'll look at this. What's one of the funner parts when you pull it? It always tells you maxed out your distance. When you pull it, you figured out how to max it. Now it's how do you do that to the other side? And that's a whole other conversation. One more time, do a practice swing. Don't let your weight go back to your right foot. Keep your weight stacked over the ball. Better. Clean strike, very clean strike. Little left, but great strike. All right, so this was at 2, 4, 6, 7. We're going to take away. The lowest one's going to be ignore. And the math is hard right now. Okay, so carry average. 110, 105, what? On average, you hit your 9-iron, how far? On average, you hit your sand wedge how far? 72. Okay, on average, you hit your pitching wedge how far? Correct. So when I say in 2 weeks, when we're on the course, and I go, how far are we? And I tell you the yardage, you don't have to ask me, 7-iron? Right? It's going to be like 7-iron. Because when you know that yardage, it's going to create more confidence in your game. It's less guesswork. And the more we can take of the guesswork out, the better. All right, let's go 7-iron. The main thing today, even if we don't get all the way through your sets, is to get through 7-iron. Because we need to figure out how you can play better from 130 yards and end better. That's where you're going to score. Distance will come over time, which you already have, which is pretty fun. Little open, good. Hold your finish longer, tight. Tight finish. It's about right. It's exactly what I thought it would be. So when he misses it, he's just club face open, right? Yeah, what I would do, because he's in 7th, 8th grade now? 8th. Where's he going to school at? Marina. He's already on. Guaranteed, not a problem. If it was Huntington, it's Huntington's real hard. It's like some of the top students are breaking par. Yes, but it's they have a very good system regiment. I think scoot back a little bit. Good. Not too much. Good. I honestly, if he can figure out how to play